Guess what, the friends? In this video, I'm gonna be sharing my week 3 weigh-in results for my spring lean out. I'm also gonna be doing a check-in. It was a really rough week for me, mental-wise, so I'm gonna touch on that, share what I've been going through, and stay tuned till the end because I'm also going to be sharing my back and bicep workout. So stay till the end so you get the goods, cuter-rooners. If you're tuning in for the first time, I've lost 130 pounds. I've kept it off for 8 years, but for the last few years, every December, I allow myself to eat in a calorie surplus, take a bit of a diet break, enjoy the holidays. It lets me have a diet break, not always be in a calorie deficit, and allows me to build muscle. So I put on 18 pounds over the last, few months, and I've been on a mission the last 3 weeks and onward to lean out for spring. So my starting weight was 157.6. Last week I weighed in at 153.6. Week 3, today, I weighed in at 152.6. So I lost 1 pound this week for a total of 5 pounds in 3 weeks. And I'm super happy about that. That is a really good rate. 1 to 2 pounds a week is very healthy for me. I want to do it slow and steady wins the race, not super fast. I did make one change this week, and that was I was eating 1,869 calories, but I made a very slight tweak and dropped it to 1,852 calories. And all that was I took away 1 teaspoon of low sugar chocolate syrup that I was putting on my protein ice cream. And it was 17 calories. So that's 17 calories less a day, which adds up to 119 calories a week, which is a great deficit and should help me continue getting results as I move along. I do it very slow like that so that I don't even notice. I haven't even missed the syrup, and I know it's going to be helping me reach my goals. And doing very small changes like that is why I've been able to be successful in getting off so much weight and keeping it off for so long. I want to do a check-in now, and the reason I'm doing this is because I think a lot of you watching can relate. So diet-wise, everything's on point. For the first time in my life, I am so on point with my diet. I'm using nothing for coping, like I've explained in the last few episodes. I used to fixate on chewing gum obsessively in between meals when I've been dieting and leaning out in the past. I'm doing nothing but just trying to allow myself to be okay with being hungry because I'm in a calorie deficit, and I've really committed to getting in even better shape than I've ever been in before. And I'm so proud of myself because I am really on point with that, with my diet, with exercise, my cardio, my weight training. Mentally though, it has been a really difficult week for me. And I think because I made such a pact with myself, and I made a pact not to cope and to lean out, that my head is like, well, you're not using any of your old strategies to distract yourself. I'm gonna give you some old coping things from years and decades ago and throw those at you and see how you do. So I'm noticing this week, I noticed old behaviors creeping back in. When I was a teenager, I developed an obsession with weighing myself, to the point it got so bad that I was weighing myself every hour. And this week I started weighing myself every day. And after 3 days, I caught myself. I realized that was an old pattern creeping back in. And it was me trying to speed up the weight loss. Even though this is not my first rodeo, and I know slow and steady wins the race, because whenever in the past I've tried to speed up my weight loss, all that has resulted is I trigger my emotional eating and I end up gaining weight. I reverse the entire process by speeding it up. So then what I started noticing is I was starting to obsessively look at my body in the mirror. When I stopped weighing myself obsessively, I started every, time I would go to the bathroom, I'd look in the mirror and I'd lift up my shirt and I'd go, is my stomach flat yet? And it was like, okay, I made the decision, my diet's on point, let's go get this weight off. It was like repeating all the years where I failed in dieting. It was all coming back to me. And I know a lot of you watching can relate to this, where, you make the decision and you're doing everything you can and the scale doesn't seem to be moving fast enough, or, you keep looking at your body and you're like, why aren't there any changes? But I'm sharing this with you because I want to remind you, slow and steady wins the race. It's consistency and progress, not perfection. If you're doing everything you can, allow your body to just figure out what you're doing and do it on its own time. I'm doing everything that I possibly can, and I'm actually losing the weight really steadily and in a really healthy way for me. It's my head that's telling me it's not. And so sometimes your head will try to throw stuff to distract you or to get you off of your path. Don't let it do that. You're worth it to take your time, be consistent, make little changes like I told you about the syrup, and be consistent with them, and don't try to rush the scale, because in my experience, anytime I try to do that, it backfires. So I really hope that this helps some of you. I'm gonna do a turnaround for you. I am very bloated, so my stomach is gonna look bloated, but I'm doing this because I just wanna show you, like, the scale and your body will change. You will bloat. It might not look like anything's happening, but I know it is because I put on my size 4 jeans today and they were loose, and they've never been loose before. They've always been snug. And the workout pants that I was wearing before I changed into these shorts were really loose, and I had to keep pulling them up today. So I know stuff is happening, and I gotta just be the tortoise and the hare. I always think of that when I'm struggling. I wanna be the tortoise, not the hare, because slow and steady wins the race. So I'm gonna do a turnaround. I am noticing changes in my body. You might not be able to, because it's the end of the day and I am very bloated. I drank all my water, ate all my food. Okay, the friends, so this is the front. Like I said, I am bloated, but I am noticing a lot more definition in my sides, and my stomach is a lot less hangy than it was when I first started. And then this is what it looks like from the side, and I can really notice a big difference in, like, the, what do you call these? Obliquey things. And then here is the back. I haven't really checked that out, to be honest, so you tell me if you notice anything. But yeah, like, if I just suck in a little bit to show you, like, it really is coming in, and that is super cool. So yeah, I hope this helps you, and I'm gonna move into my back and bicep workout. Yes, my back and bicep workout now. Check it out, sweetie. Okay, the friends, so I'm gonna share my back and bicep workout with you. I do this 1 time a week, and I start with a warm-up just like I do with my shoulder and tricep workout. Basically just use a resistance band to warm up my rotator cuffs, because I'm getting old and I don't want to risk injury, so I make sure I warm that up. Then I use a different resistance band, a bit of a tougher one, and I activate my lat muscles by using the resistance band and squeezing my lats, because like I've said in my previous workout videos, I want to make that mind muscle connection, and connecting with my lats before I start the workout really helps me remember what I'm working and really put the focus there. So then I start with my first exercise. I'm gonna call these rope pull downs for the lats, using a cable machine and a rope. I start with a light warm-up set, so I put a 5-pound plate on either side for myself, and I bend over from the hips. I keep my core tight. I kind of slightly bend my elbows and I lock them into place. And I use my lats to pull my arms, kind of like they're pulleys. I use my lats to pull my elbows back, keeping my shoulders down, squeeze my lats as my elbows go slightly behind my back, squeeze. And then I keep my lats engaged as I bring the rope back up to starting position. I do 10 of those just to get started. And then I do 2 working sets and I put 10-pound plates or 2 5-pound plates on either side. And I do 2 sets of 10 to 15, depending on how I'm feeling. Today I did about 12. The last workout that I shared with you guys, I was feeling a bit weaker, but the pump that I showed you was kind of keeping me going. Today I felt a lot stronger, and I think it's because of what I have mentioned in the last workout vid. The Ecti Builder, this is my second day taking it, and I really think it helped me with my strength today. And this is Hoodlt, or HTLT steps, I call it Hoodlt. I am sponsored by this company, but I love these supplements, and I feel like the Ecti I'm taking 2 before my workout is helping with my strength as I lean out. And I took the pre-pump today, the blue raspberry, the no itch one, so the one without beta alanine, and I really felt the pump today. Like, you'll see in the B-roll, like my face is like, because the pump is really working. Use code Nicole if you want to save yourself 10% and try some of those cool Aruni things. Second exercise, I'm about to call them lawnmowers. They're not. They're called single arm dumbbell rows. Now, why I call them lawnmowers is because I use the visual in my head, like Sassy taught me about this, as if I'm starting a lawnmower, like that's the action that you want to take. I had to work my way up. I use a 40-pound dumbbell, but I started with like a 10-pound. So, you know, choose a weight that works for you if you are gonna try this. And again, this is my workout. This is what I do. I'm not a professional. So, you know, consult somebody with papers before you do any, you know, new workout and things like that. I start with a 40-pound and I hold it in my hands with my palm facing in. I'm leaned slightly over with my hand braced on the weight rack that we have. And I think of it as I squeeze my lat to pull the weight up as if I'm starting a lawnmower. So I bring my elbow kind of back, I keep my shoulder kind of down, and I bring my elbow back and up as if I'm starting a lawnmower. I squeeze my lat at the top and I keep it engaged as I slowly lower it back down and stretch the lat out. And I do that again, and I do 2 sets of 8 reps per lat, so per arm. So, you know, switch the dumbbell to the other side and do 8, and that's 1 set. Next exercise is lat pull downs using the, let's call it the straight bar.
That thing over there.
Yeah, that thinger. And that thinger. I do 35 pounds per side. So a 25-pound plate and a 10-pound plate. And then on this bar, I just want to show you. There are handles. I like to go slightly within the handles. I'm short, my arms are short. This feels better for me. So I go slightly within. Do what feels best for you, but I just wanted to show you how I do it. I kind of keep my chest puffed out and I really make sure my lats are stretched. Then I'm sitting on the bench, slightly lean back, but not super. And I wanna engage my lats, squeeze them to pull the bar down. So these are just kind of like handles. My lats are doing all the work. And I'm squeezing my lats all the way down. And I'm kind of like sort of bringing the bar to my chest. Squeeze the lats and then keep the lats engaged and slowly lower them back up. And I do 2 sets of 8 reps.
And you don't want to swing your body down, like you don't want to use body momentum to get the weight down. You want to use your lats.
Yes, only the lats. So if like you feel like the weight's pulling you up, it's probably too heavy. Use a weight that you can, you know, use your lats fully to lift the weight because we're building lats. We don't want to work the whole body.
Like when you go to the gym, you'll see people doing the lat pull downs and their body will be up and down lifting the weight, so they're not really engaging their lats.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
No, that's why we pick weights. Kyle and I pick weights that are challenging, but that we can still do with proper form, because we want to be in and out of the gym in like 30 to 45 minutes. We want it to be intense, but we want to have worked the muscle that we were working. We don't want it to be for nothing. We don't want to cause injury by winging our body around. We want to just work the muscle we're working. So when we're done those, we do one more exercise for the back, and those are called T-bar rows. This is like our homemade gym, so we take a, what do you call that? A big barbell?
It's an Olympic bar.
An Olympic bar. We lodge it into the corner of our basement over there, that dirty old corner over there. We shove it in there, and then we take this. This is like a V-bar, a V handle.
This is a homemade hack if you don't have a T-bar row machine at home. Get a bar and a handle and a corner.
Yeah, and a corner. And we put the bar, like it kind of falls on this side, and then that's how we make our homemade row. We use the handles, and there you go, homemade T-bar. I put 45 pounds on it, 35-pound plate and a 10-pound plate. I just recently started doing 45. I was doing 35 before. So again, I work my way up. You might look at the weights and go, whoa, she lifts a lot, but I had to work my way up.
Or the opposite, you might say.
Or,
whoa, she's weak.
You want to know why his name is Sassy? There you go. With this one, you straddle the bar. I kind of keep my knees slightly bent, my core tight. I'm slightly leaned forward from the hips. Always keep the core tight. Like, I find my core wants to let loose, but you can injure yourself and you can just be working the wrong parts. So keep the core tight, and always keep your back straight when you pull the weight up. I used to arch, and that can injure you. So make sure that your core's tight, back straight when you pull the weight up. Toes slightly pointed out, I find. I plant myself in that position, and then I want to stretch my lats, and then I use my lats to squeeze the weight up, hold it and squeeze for a beat at the top, slowly lower it back down, keeping the lats always engaged, and then I let the weight, what do I want to say here? I stretch my lats at the bottom just slightly, and then squeeze back up. I do 2 sets of 12. You'll see in the B-roll of this, like, those last reps were really tough, but I was like, no, I'm getting 2 sets of 12, and I did my best to really get present and do them. Then we move on to biceps, and we do an activator there. So I take 2 10-pound dumbbells. I stand up straight at first. I put the dumbbells in front of me, and I curl them up. I squeeze my biceps. I keep them in that position, but then I lean slightly over, and I move my elbows slightly out so that, and lean slightly more over. I keep my wrists kind of bent, and that really puts the pressure on the bicep. I squeeze till almost cramp, and then I release it. Then I do it one more time, and then I have my mind connected to my biceps, and I'm ready to go for the first exercise. We use an incline bench. I use 15-pound dumbbells. I sit on the incline bench with a dumbbell in each hand, and I put my shoulders down, and I kind of glue the backs of my arms to the bench seaty thingy. And then all that will move is the lower part. So everything's glued. I keep my elbows kind of tucked in, and my chest puffed up, and I use just the biceps to squeeze the weight up until my forearm is parallel with the floor. Squeeze at the top, keep the bicep engaged, and slowly lower back down. And I do 2 sets of 8.
And why you want to glue that upper arm to the back of the bench or a wall is because most people, when they're doing bicep curls, they're using their shoulder to get the weight up, and not their bicep.
Sassy is much better at the technical stuff, and yes, that's exactly it. And I if I don't do that, I have a tendency of using my whole body, and then you're not working the bicep. Number 2, we stand against a wall, and it's a very similar move as like the incline, but this time I'm standing. I have the 15-pound dumbbells. Again, I glue my upper arms to the back of the wall. My feet are, I want to say a couple feet away from the wall, so like I'm on a sort of slight angle like that. And then I keep my shoulders down, back of the arms glued, and again, you're just moving the lower part with the bicep. Squeeze the bicep till your forearm is parallel to the floor. Squeeze it, hold, slowly lower with your bicep, and 2 sets of 8 for that as well. And then we're burning out, right? Yes. Did we do them all? We did. That one,
got one more
that
move.
One more move. I literally just did this. And then we do a burnout move. I take 2 10-pound
I would never say that you're losing it, but some people might say that. Just like it wasn't me. I said they might say you're weak. It wasn't me saying.
Oh, right. Yeah. See? Sassy. Yeah, we're leaning out, and he gets sassier by the day. Yeah. Okay, burnout move, finisher, whatever you want to call it. Just simple bicep curls, 2 sets of 10 with a set of 10-pound dumbbells. What I like to do here is I stand straight up, keep my core tight. I put my elbows, I kind of glue them to the ribs, right there, right on the sides. And I extend my arms down and I bend my wrists a bit, and I use only the bicep. Everything else is glued and I'm just moving the forearm like usual. But this time, instead of just going parallel, I'm gonna squeeze the weight all the way up until my forearm touches my bicep. And again, 2 sets of 10. I squeeze at the top and I slowly lower it back down. And by the 10th rep, it is burning, but it's a finisher. So we can burn out here, that's fine. And then I do another set. And that's how you get these.
Whoa!
Pretty good for getting lean and still having some cute little puffers. So that's the workout, cuties. Now you've seen them all. You've seen the glutes, you've seen the back and biceps, you've seen the shoulders and triceps. And that's it. 3 training sessions a week, 4 rest days, and I do cardio 6 days a week, every day except leg day, for an hour on the recumbent bike or out as a walk. And that's it, cuties. All right, the friends, if you wanna know exactly what I ate to lose the weight, or you wanna know what I ate to get in the best, leanest shape of my life so far, check out my Leaner Not Meaner ebook, or you can check out my other weight loss ebooks. All the links are down below. Use code Nicole to save yourself 10% off. I also have a guilt-free cookbook, code Nicole for that as well. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it's helping you and inspiring you to slow and steady wins the race. Don't forget to subscribe if you didn't already so you don't miss any updates and any content. And check out this vid and this vid to see how I make weight loss fun, love my food, and enjoy the process while it goes on instead of making it a punishment. Love you, cuties. Coming at ya, honest, like this. Catch you in the next vid, cuties. Catch you in the next vid, cuties. I wanted to be bold today. Catch you in the next vid, cuties.
You were born bold.
Oh, yes. Check it.
Whoa.
Check it for your racket. Yeah. Love ya. Peace, my cutes. See you in the next vid.
See ya.
Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't